When are you going to switch it? I know we're already... Oh, are we live right now, too? Sorry. Okay, perfect. Okay. Hello and welcome to episode 115 of the PantyNectar podcast. It is your host, PantyNectar, and Mr. P, back for another lovely episode. So thank you guys for clicking on to join us today, especially you guys live on YouTube with us. We are so excited to be back. I have been reading all of your DMs, all of your messages, and you guys know how it goes. Life happens, but we're back, and I'm so excited because we have so much to share here today. So we're going to open it up with a lovely telenym question that I received. As you guys know, every now and then on Instagram, I'll post the telenym link, and you guys can either make a confession, or you can make a ask for advice, or you can anything. You're allowed to put anything there. So one of the ones that stuck out to me said, "What would you do if my new BF wants to spend all his time with me?" I think that was a great question because different strokes for different folks. Mr. P and I spend all of our time with each other. We spend a lot of our time with each other, but for some people that can kind of be a turnoff and not be a good thing. So I guess it's really just about communication, about opening up. And if you're already writing me concerned about the amount of time your boyfriend wants to spend with you, then I can tell you that's probably your inner gut instinct feeling kind of already saying to you that you don't like that. So I would communicate that if you want an effective relationship, if you want a good, positive relationship that will grow. And if that's something that you're fine with, then obviously it's fine. Mr. P and I have learned to spend a lot of our time with each other, and it's, I feel like it's a good thing and a bad thing because I feel like we communicate very well when it comes to certain things, but then you can also get just stuck in the routine of life, and that's kind of not a good thing. So I would just say communicate it, but red flag if you're already writing me about it. I probably have a feeling that you don't like that, and I would voice that because I do think alone time is very good. Sometimes you need your peace, and sometimes your partner needs their peace. There were times, when I was single before Mr. P, that I would literally just sit in my car for probably like 30 minutes before I went inside my house because I just love that peaceful calmness, sitting, secluded in your vehicle. It's just you. Now that is a time of the past, except I think yesterday when you walked outside, I was actually sitting in my car, peaceful, just on my phone, working, doing things. But I definitely think people are individuals. They like their space. They like their alone time. You kind of need that. You are two separate people. You are living one life together, but you're two separate people. So thank you to whoever wrote that anonymous question. And these questions that you guys send me on telenym, they not only provide a lot of insight for me in my own life, but they also help a lot of people going through their own thing as well. So please keep writing me. Please keep asking questions because you never know who it could impact and who it can make a difference for. Anyone, someone else could be going through the same thing. Like, oh my God, my partner never leaves me alone. What do I do? What do I do? Especially if I like them. So what do I do? Like, I don't want this to go sour. And so communication is always key.
Yeah, it's a really good question because this person sounds like they're new in the relationship relatively with their partner, saying, oh, they already want to spend too much time with me. And it's like, well, my take on that is probably you don't want to spend as much time with them, which means that there's some friction there.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that you think that that person's a bad person. Doesn't mean that you think that, necessarily anything negative about them other than the fact that you don't want to spend all your time around that person, which is fair, right? Yeah. But, my take is like, what's your purpose with this? What are you hoping to come of this relationship?
Right.
Are you hoping for it to be just a fun thing? They didn't say how old they are. I don't know, right? Yeah. Like if they're just young, want to have fun, go out and party, and this person's like fun to party with and is the life of the party, then cool, do that. But if you're looking to like you're on the track of like, I want to settle down and get married and live my life with somebody, then this is probably not the person to do that with, because you're already concerned with how much time that, notice how they phrase that.
Yes.
They want to spend around them.
Yeah.
So, my advice would be to maybe really, really, really evaluate what you want from this relationship. And if it is more than just a, kind of an on the whim type thing, and you want it to actually be something more steady and more serious, leading to, lifelong happiness, marriage, whatever, then you're telling yourself that this person is probably not the person for you. So, and that's not a bad thing, right? Like, we're all different and we all change as we, go through life. So maybe when you started dating this person, you were in a different stage in life for whatever reason, and now you're at this stage and things change quickly,
What's very interesting, I think, with us too is, we were very much a COVID relationship as well, which I think was like a whole different dynamic in society. A lot of people had babies during that time because they were at home with each other, and that's just the kind of the way that it went. So when you and I first started dating, we did spend quite a bit of time together, but then near the depth of COVID, you really couldn't go do anything. You really couldn't get out and go do anything. So we just spent a lot of time together.
Yeah. And that's not, alone time is important, right? You need the time to yourself to just clear your mind and whatever that means to you. Like you were saying, we spend every waking minute and sleeping minute together, really.
Each other.
But when I do, when I'm on a drive by myself, if I'm driving somewhere, I will literally just turn off the radio and listen to nothing but silence.
Yes.
And the tires on the highway.
Yes.
So that's kind of my time just to think about nothing.
Yeah.
Or think about something if I want to think about something else, but that's kind of my alone time. And
it's important, I feel like, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I feel like it's also important as your relationship builds and grows, and maybe your relationship builds into a family, and that's another dynamic on top of everything. So I think it's really important in the beginning to lay down the structure of not necessarily expectations, but just okay, I do like my alone time, or I do like this, or I do, maybe the gym, for me that is my quiet, happy, headphones in, doing my thing, zoning out zone that I like to do by myself. So it is important, I feel like, in the beginning of the relationship to kind of set that down first and let that be the foundation, and then build upon that, because when you have a solid foundation, then you build a strong building, and it's solid and it's on the ground solid. So very important. And speaking of change, I know it's been a while since I've been on here, but your girl went back blonde. I have been letting all my hair grow, wink, wink, but I finally got this blonde put back in my hair, and I hope that you guys love it. I have been loving it when I did it blonde the other day. go to Kingdom Hall.
Okay. Sorry, we were recording but not recording, but it's okay.
Oh, okay. But so you would go to Kingdom Hall, and the little pamphlets that they hand out everywhere that they go, there's especially Jehovah's Witness is never something that like I really fell into or fell in deep to, because for me, like I always saw everyone around me, like they were all kind of hypocrites almost. Like as much as they really did try to hold up to the Jehovah's Witness, the Kingdom Hall standard, like they were all like doing everything anyways, you know? So that was just a very interesting thing growing up to witness, but Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's crazy. And then they used to knock on my door when I lived in Houston all the time. I remember and even a lady, oh my gosh, that's so funny. They do find you. It's weird. Jehovah's Witnesses have always gravitated towards me, especially. I remember I used to work at like a GNC part-time somewhere, and this lady came in and like, I was sick and she had brought me cough drops and like was super nice, and then invited me to like a study hall with her. And so of course I went, because I just thought like, okay, this is a sign, like I'm supposed to do this. And so I would go and I would just sit there and like be like, this is exactly why I don't do this, because it's just like, I don't know, like weird things to me, like you need to say Jehovah, it's not God, it's Jehovah. And it's like, well, isn't it the same thing though? If you believe in a higher power, isn't it a higher power in general? So the hypocrisy of the specifics to me, like God's not going to let me into heaven because I called him God instead of Jehovah.
Like, so what do you tell people that don't speak English and say another word?
Exactly.
You know,
yes,
it's like...
yes. So yeah, that was a very interesting thing, a little religious take. But another interesting trip that I took recently also was to Virginia. I went to Damascus, Virginia. I almost wore the sweatshirt today, but then I figured you guys would appreciate this dress a little bit more. But Damascus was amazing. My mom was actually there for a 100-mile race. It was like a whole overnight thing. So they started, I believe, was it Friday morning or Saturday morning? One of the mornings, and it went all the way into the next day. I had never been to a Yeti run before, so that was a very fun experience. Our Airbnb was right on the trail for the path for the runners, so that was also very, very cool. I've been to several races, half marathons, all kinds of stuff, and I've never had an experience like that. So that was really cool to be right there in the midst of it, to be so close, to be able to help. If people needed things, I ended up doing a whole table of like oranges and pickle juice and pickles, and like people absolutely loved it. They were very grateful. But the Yeti running experience, Yeti Trail Runners, I think is what they're called, that was just awesome. It was a completely awesome experience. Damascus was cold, but it was beautiful. I have never been to Virginia, so that was pretty amazing. And the race overall was really good. My mom ended up finishing with 70 miles, which was her longest run. She had only gotten 60 before, I believe. So 70 was like a big feat for her, and it was just really awesome. It made me be like, man, could I come out here and run this? Like, I could probably come out here and run this.
Yeah. You could.
For those of you that know, back in January of this year, 2025, I actually ran my first marathon, which a marathon is only 26.2, and that was extremely difficult, but most of it was road running. And so road running and trail running are two completely separate things, like night and day different kinds of running. Like, road running is concrete usually. It's hard on your knees. I remember my knees hurting so bad during my marathon. But the trail running's so different. You kind of stay excited during the whole thing. I did Ragnar in October, which is also a trail run. It's a relay trail run, but you do it overnight. So one of my runs, I was the first to start us off, which was on Friday. and then I had like a 1 o'clock run and then a 6 a.m. run or something along those lines. And trail running is just so fun, so exciting, so thrilling because you, especially the nighttime ones, you only have a headlamp. You don't know where you're going. You haven't ran that trail before. So it was very exciting. And like, you're like hitting your toes on rocks the whole time. You're out there by yourself because of course there's lots of teams, but everyone's on a different leg. Everyone's on a different section of each leg. So sometimes you're by yourself. Sometimes there's people that pass you or sometimes you pass people, but the trail running is like so awesome. And then to experience the Yeti trail runners, like they're like your hardcore, like drinking during the runs. And like, I could never, no ounce of me would ever think like, oh, a fireball shot would feel so good right now. But that's how the Yeti trail runners are. They're like hardcore like that. And so it was so fun to be around like spunkier people a little bit, like more wild kind of, because they're like outcasts. I think the whole thing, trail runners, they rely on the Yeti trail runners is like Yetis are a big thing for them, like the big Yeti things. And then the actual animal Yeti. And then Dolly Parton is like a huge idol in their space. I don't know if I think someone asked and they were like, why Dolly Parton? And they're like, well, Dolly Parton's a badass. Like, that's why. Yeah. And so like that, like Dolly Parton was on their shirts, I remember. And it was like, you know, the Hispanic, like, Holy Grail things on the candles, and it's got like the arch outline around the
Virgin Mary.
Yes, well, it was like that, but Dolly and her tits were in the middle, and it was like the decoration around her. So it was really cool. It was just so fun to experience that, and it was freezing though. It was so cold in Virginia, so like that was a little bit of a. You guys know me. I don't do the cold. The cold goes right to my bones. I don't have enough meat on my bones. But speaking of meat, meat is also something that has been a big. I feel
and
like
not my meat.
Not his meat. Well, his meat as well. But meat has been a big thing in our world here lately. We have transitioned from like, you guys know, we eat very healthy, we eat clean, we eat whole foods, usually veggies, lots of veggies, things like that. But we kind of did a little bit of a twist and decided to, excuse me, add more meat, more animal fats, things like that into our lifestyle. So it's been pretty incredible. Oh, and bulletproof coffee.
Yeah.
Lots of bulletproof coffee.
Yeah, it's definitely been a change up for us in our diet. You know, we've, as you're sitting here drinking this beautiful red Alani, we try to...
Because it matches my heels.
It does. We try to eat mostly whole foods and, you know, do all that kind of stuff. But for the longest time, we've done a more fruit and veggie-centric diet. Now, of course, we eat meat. Even then, we ate meat almost every day. Every day. We would eat every day, yeah. So, and eggs and everything else. But now we're kind of swapping everything over, you know, kind of making it more meat-centric, lots of eggs, and then not doing as much of the fruits and veggies. And, you know, obviously there's a whole host of programs and people that talk about different diets and all those kinds of stuff. It's not necessarily something we get into.
Yeah.
You know, my thing is it a single ingredient whole food or is it not? And if it is, then it's more than likely probably pretty good for you. And if it's not, then stay away from it. You know, just good rules of thumb. But now what we're doing, of course, is more considered to be along the lines of what people refer to as carnivore.
Yes.
Although I don't use that term. I just like to say more meat-centric.
Yeah.
Because we're not, you know, because when you read about the people that are like really, really into the carnivore, it's like meat. And that's it. And then you see people that kind of are meat and eggs. Meat, eggs, butter. Meat, eggs, butter, bacon. And that's kind of the one that we're going on. And, you know, I think it's important to, and it's interesting because here we all do all this sex type stuff, but we talk about, nutrition a lot. And
Yes.
I would never tell somebody to do anything really, but I will tell you how it's been for me and my own personal experience with it. And, since we've been doing this now for, 2 weeks, I guess, 3 weeks?
Yeah, a little bit now.
I definitely do see a noticeable improvement in my body, and especially things like healing, like my body healing, like cuts and things like that. Like I scraped my leg probably like 6-8 months ago, and it kind of just never really, it kind of just like looked red for the longest time. And then when we were at the gym a couple weeks ago, I hit it again on a piece of equipment, and it like cut it open again. And I'm like, it's gonna take forever for this thing to heal, because it still hasn't healed from 8 months ago or whenever it was. And then we started doing that, eating mostly meat and animal fats, and now it's like completely healed. You can't even really notice that I was injured right there. So I'm like, wait a second. And so it has really been a positive, noticeable improvement for us, really in a lot of areas. And then you think about like, well, dang, like meat. Okay, that's really expensive to buy if you're going to buy meat, and you're going to eat a lot of that, and eggs, and you're going to eat, the price starts to add up. But then you start realizing like, well, if I'm only spending money on that, and I'm not spending money on these other things, and really it kind of offsets it to the point to where, like we've talked about, you used to go to HEB every single day.
Yeah.
Like literally every single day. And now you go, once a week?
Yeah, I was going to say it's like maybe once a week.
Yeah. So, and of course, we, local meat markets, we picked up meat from the local meat market, but we've also got meat from Butcher Box.
Yeah.
Riverbend Steaks or whatever that other place is. So, ordering online is very, very convenient. You can get good meat. And so it's just been really good
And not worrying about like one issue that I came across, and maybe you guys listening can relate to this as well, is like trying to keep food good in your fridge. Like trying to keep the veggies good, or trying to keep the fruit good, or you buy fruit and you don't eat it that day, and then the next day it's like molded and it's not good anymore. Yeah. That was like a big issue for 100%. Us, and that's when the cost starts adding up.
Absolutely.
And so what's been really nice is like, I even told Mr. P the other day, I was like grocery shopping, and I was like, oh, those look like good green beans, and I was like, oh wait, we don't eat green beans anymore. Like, so having that mindset shift and like not having to worry about produce going bad. Also for me, what I've experienced is like I'm able to eat so much more food when I do sit down to eat. Whereas before, like eating those veggies, I would get so bloated, and like, of course it's good for you, but I'd fill up so fast, and I wouldn't really eat a ton of protein, which for me, protein is, especially for anyone, but for me especially, to be able to hold weight on, like protein's very important. And so I was having difficulty with that, but since swapping over to a more meat-centric diet, like it is, and you guys on Instagram and OnlyFans, you guys know my California pizzas are my shit. I love those frozen California pizzas. I cannot remember the last time I ate a California pizza.
I can't either.
I know. It's been so long since I've eaten one, but whereas previously we wouldn't really eat in the morning, we wouldn't really do much of a breakfast. I would have a California pizza in the middle of the day just because I'd eat the whole pizza, the whole thing by myself. And then later on for dinner, cook dinner and only eat about half of it because I'd be full and bloated and stuff. And so the big difference that I'm finding is we're actually eating breakfast now. I eat 2 to 3 eggs, you eat 3 to 4 eggs, and steak with it usually, lots of butter, things like that. Eating that, feeling good throughout the day, feeling fueled for my workout, feeling fueled for the day. We sometimes don't really eat in the middle of the day. Maybe I'll make something, and then for dinner, we're eating tons of steak, bacon, and eggs again. And I'm able to like chow down on the steak. One time I ate 3 eggs I think I made or something for myself, and you were like, oh my God, 3 eggs, and I ate all of it. But my body seems to absorb and love that so much more than like half a plate of veggies, a third of protein, and a third of carbs. And so it's been really good for us. I feel like it's been a big difference. My hair looks good. My skin looks good. Body feels good. Feel fueled. So
yeah. And it's interesting you say protein, veggies, and carbs. And like once I read In Defense of Food by Michael Pollan, I know we talked about this on the podcast, but like it was a paradigm shift for me. And it's like, okay, like all this, like mainstream dieting stuff is just really marketing to try to get people to buy stuff to enrich somebody, right? So I've never paid attention to like the macros and all that kind of stuff. The only thing I read on the labels was the ingredients.
Yeah.
Just to see if there's chemicals in it. But now it's like, after reading this stuff that I've been reading and listening to doctor, we've been listening to this guy. He's an MD. His name's Ken Berry, and he's been doing this carnivore now for 5 or 7 years, whatever it's been. And he's had great success, and his patients do it as well. And so hearing his perspective from being a doctor and a medical expert about why he does it and the changes he's seen, it's really opened my eyes to just kind of where we've all gone wrong for so long. And the thing is not to say like you and I have gone wrong, not to say that our neighbor's gone wrong, not to say that our parents have gone wrong, but now over literally like hundreds of years, I mean, even going back to like the agricultural revolution, right? I mean, we're talking about like getting back into ancient times, that's not necessarily the way that we're supposed to be eating.
Right.
And, we've talked about my sourdough bread that I made for the longest time. I no longer don't do sourdough anymore. And here's the reason. So kind of the school of thought is that human beings have been on the earth for a long damn time. And only within the past few thousand years has wheat and corn and beans and rice and other things been made available at scale. And that happened during the agricultural revolution. We're talking about like things leading up to like the Bronze Age, before that, leading up to people being able to fucking plow fields and things like that and take seeds and plant them and then grow them into fields that will then feed a growing village, and then the community evolves around that and things like that. But the problem with that is that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
That was just like a few thousand years ago. And so I've been thinking about this, like how many of my great grandparents would it have been during this time, right? And like we're only like a few dozen generations removed. Whereas human beings have been, so what did we do prior to that, I guess, is kind of the better question. Because, I asked Grok the question of how long have we been eating beef, bovine? And I thought that I was going to get a response like, 5,000 years or 10,000 years or 15,000 years when humans were first, on North America, even though we watched that one Grand Guide that there's evidence that humans have been on North America for like 30,000 years because of the footprints over in New Mexico at White Sands. But which challenges like the official narrative, and then like the scientists and shit, archaeologists get pissed off because there's evidence, and it's like, why do you have like an emotional attachment to when humans were on North America? But I digress. So when I asked Grok about the cattle domestication and how long we've been eating them, it said 1.8 million years to 2.5 million years ago or some shit like that.
Jeez. So
we've been eating animals as our main source of fucking fuel for our bodies, because what we take in is fuel.
Yeah.
We've been eating animals forever.
Yeah.
And while it may be true that we were also eating plants back then as well, we weren't eating them at scale because it was impossible. We didn't have an agricultural, society built up yet. So it was like, so you think of what like what your great grandpa and grandma were doing fucking, 500,000 years ago. They had a baby, they had a family, whatever. They're having to go out, kill something, capture something, feed the baby meat, feed the family meat. And if it is during the season where maybe some grapes are growing on a vine or some blueberries are growing or the fucking pecan tree has pecans falling off of it, then you would take advantage of that. Yeah. But not making that the centric piece of whatever your diet is. So it's just really been a massive paradigm shift. I've had to kind of undo a lot of things that I thought were true, and just to realize that maybe they're not. And real quick, I kind of think people, because, I've been eating mostly plants for now a long time. And so I think it kind of confuses people in our personal life to see wait, you're eating meat, and you're not eating just a bunch of plants. Whatever happened to this organic stuff? Well, it's well, wait a second. I'm still eating only whole foods.
Yes.
Save the butter, right? So butter is the thing that you eat, which isn't technically, it's cream, right?
Yeah.
But beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. So, and now we have chickens that are laying.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that has been... when we went to Florida, we came back and I didn't even wait for sunshine. I was like, I want to go check those eggs in the coop. And we had over 40 eggs. It was, you guys have never seen a happier peon. Ask Mr. P. I was in my coat with a metal bowl out there collecting eggs. I was so excited. But now we have a head start, which is good for us. We've got a little head start of eggs. And we're able to eat so many eggs a day, boiled eggs, fried eggs. It's amazing. So yesterday our chickens laid 15 eggs, and you guys that have been, maybe you're listening and you're new to PantyNectar, but those of you that are not new here, you know that we have been raising these chickens since they were chicks. We have been waiting forever for them to lay. Mr. P actually switched their feed over to an organic feed recently, and they have gone crazy for it and started laying like crazy. And it's funny, on top of our fridge, I've been collecting egg cartons for fucking months now, a year now, because I'm like, one day they're gonna start laying. And now we have these incredible freaking eggs. Do you guys see these colors? I'm gonna open this one. These colors are insane. The sizes of these things are insane. Look at this egg. It's bigger than my eyeball. That's crazy. So it has just been, we've been just very happy. And I think that when you are also excited about what you're going to eat, I think that also plays a big part in the psychological benefits in your body. We have been very positive. I feel very good, very positive all the time. And what's so funny to me is people's first thought is so many eggs, oh my God, the cholesterol, your cholesterol must be so high. And I just think to myself, Becky, you eat cereal for breakfast. What do you mean my completely natural, organic fed thing is going to cause me issues when you guys are worried about there's just a ton of shit in the food that, even...
Yeah, there's 3 days of leftover McDonald's in your car.
Yeah, and even I remember, sometimes people just don't understand, even my mom the other day was so excited to show me these coconut chips that she had gotten from the store. And she was like, hey, I have these coconut chips, check them out. And I'm like, oh, awesome. So I open them up, and the first thing I notice is that they're all extremely white, and they're all exactly the same. So that to me is a little bit of a red flag when things are so uniformed like that. So I flipped the bag over. I don't even know which one was first, but I think the sugar was first. But it was cane sugar, then coconut. And I was like, cane sugar? You don't need sugar in this for it to taste good. And I think that's just a big misconception. This food does taste good when you know what good food tastes like. It's hard to know what it tastes like when you're used to the cinnamon rolls and the cereal and the milk and all the things that kind of mess with they literally mess with the chemistry of your body, your taste buds, your things like that. This does taste amazing. I get so excited to cook steak for us. And like last night I was actually cooking and I'm like, the butter smells so good.
Yeah.
It smells so good in here. So
And then it splattered on you and burned you.
and then it splattered up my whole hand. Yeah, you can kind of see where I've still got a little red mark right there. But yeah, so we have just been so excited about it. And I'd love to hear. Hi from Germany. Someone says, I wish you a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you again to you guys joining us live on YouTube. And you can check this video out on YouTube. But thank you guys for popping over to join us. And Merry Christmas to all of you guys listening as well. If you guys are, I know a ton of people listen to this podcast, a ton of people. So if you also eat like a more meat-centric, or maybe you do categorize it as the carnivore diet, you do eat carnivore, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear how it benefits you or how it has benefited you, or maybe some changes you've noticed in your life. We get super excited to hear from people that do stuff like that. So please write me. I get a lot of questions. A lot of people will be like, oh, is she real? Is this a bot? And like, I promise it is me. I read all the messages. I read, well, as many as I can, but it is me reading the messages. It is me reading the comments. Someone on X actually today, they were like, oh, I'm so-and-so on Discord, and I'm here on X. Kenny was their name, but my real name is this. And I was like, dang, now I'm going to remember all three of your names because I just have a very photographic memory, and like, I do remember those things. So if you interact on Discord, or you interact on X, or you interact on Reddit, or anywhere else, I am seeing those. It is me seeing those. I'm reading those comments, and I get super excited to hear from you guys. So before we end the podcast today, if you do have a story about the diet that you have in your life and how it's benefited you or affected you, I would love to hear about it. Or if you also have advice that you'd like, not that I'm an expert in life, but I'd love to give input where I can share. If you want advice, or maybe you have relationship advice, or you have something that's worked for you, PantyNectar is a brand that's all about the community, and it is all about hearing from you guys, and it would be nothing without the support that we receive. I receive such amazing support from my community. I could not be more grateful to be able to have the people in my community, in my spaces, here in general. I'm very grateful for you guys. So please write me. Please let me know what's going on in your life. Maybe it's something I can share on the podcast and share with others, and something we could all get excited about. Or maybe you guys have something that we could just celebrate or something like that. But I'm just so grateful. I hope that you guys know that. I'm so grateful. I know even my haters are on here listening, and I'm so grateful for you guys even being on here listening to this podcast, because I know you are. So thank you guys so much. Much love from us.
Yeah, someone was asking in the chat about videos specifically from me. You can go to my OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/MrPNectar, and send me a DM there, or shoot me a DM on X.
People also think that PantyNectar is a couples account. Of course, we share our content there, our BG videos there. But PantyNectar is me. I'm on there reading the messages. I'm on there responding. And so if you guys are looking for more of a Mr. P thing, you can head over to those accounts. Mr. P on just about everything.
Mr. P-Nectar. Yep.
Mr. P-Nectar.
Mr. P-Nectar on everything.
On everything. And I know you have a lot of fans on there as well. A lot of people, sometimes people just prefer to see you, you know? That's just how it goes. So if that's what you're looking for, I know I had some people on the live stream on X this morning talking about posts that you had made on OnlyFans this morning, and so
yeah.
So if that is something
Merry
that
Christmas under the Christmas tree over here. Yeah.
Oh, really? Love that. So yeah, if that's something that you guys are looking for, know that you could get the best of both worlds, or if you just want me, or if you just want Mr. P, there's a space for you everywhere. So
yeah, you can send messages on X. X is, man, you know, what is up with X's messaging system? It seems like for the past few weeks, it's just like spam messages. I mean, like,
the girls,
like literally just spam. I mean, not even like.
Someone in my DMs was like, hey there, handsome, I'm upset you haven't messaged me. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, the fake is so crazy.
Yeah. I want to show this picture of the guinea real quick before you head out. So this is yesterday. You'll have to tell them about this.
So we have a guinea.
Had a guinea.
And
let's see.
I think I can pull up. Let me pull up my video too.
Focus or not? Oh yeah. You can't see it. But nonetheless, maybe if I go over here real quick. Let's see. Is this one better? Oh yeah, there we go.
So the guinea, let me tell you guys. Okay, I honestly, let me show. I can't get my thing to load, but I did buy 4 guineas. Okay, I bought 4 guineas. I don't know what happened, and we ended up. Oh, you can see it good there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened, but we ended up with 1 guinea, and so. They say they don't really do good when they're just by themselves. They kind of prefer. And I thought they would cohabitate well with my chickens. Well, my guinea chases my chickens.
Yeah.
And it's not even, he doesn't even chase them. He like bum rushes them real fast, like gets real low and goes up real quick and then like goes away. But it freaks out my hens and I'm worried that they won't lay. So yesterday they were all in the coop together. I caught the guinea. We took it to a place where it would be able to live and survive. So don't worry, the guinea's alive. Although you can eat guineas. Remember that guy that came one day to get chickens and he was like, oh, my mom when we were younger, because they were dark meat or something. He was like, oh yeah, I couldn't imagine because they look like buzzards. But apparently you can eat them. We did not eat ours. We let ours live very nicely. So he's out living. But yeah, I caught him yesterday. He was so hard to catch. Those of you not familiar with guineas, they move so fast.
Yeah.
Like, instead of turkey races, they should do guinea races.
They are fast. And it's like 0 to 100 in an instant.
And like they get low and run so fast. Yeah, it's so strange.
Like a little bowling ball. Just
and they're beautiful. They really are beautiful. But sadly, we had to get rid of our guinea because he was just causing too many issues. And he didn't have friends here. So, yeah.
Yeah. Poor guy.
But he's out living his best life, so good for that guinea.
With the turkeys.
yeah.
The foxes.
So good for that guinea.
Hopefully they'll get him.
A little update since we haven't made a podcast in a while. If you guys are new here or if you're not new here, there is a discount running on my OnlyFans currently. So if you want to take advantage of that for the Christmas, for the New Year, you guys can head over there and take advantage of that. There are workout live streams, daily things there. No PPV ever, and some people ask me, they're like, what is PPV? PPV is when you have to unlock something for money, like $3, $5, $20. It's when you have to pay
pay-per-view
to be able to view the post. So I don't do any PPV. When you subscribe, I'm very grateful that you went and subscribed. So I just spoil you the whole time you're there. So if you guys want to head over there to see a little more in depth in my life, maybe you're not familiar with the not safe for work side of PantyNectar, but that is not the only thing that we offer in our space. Like I do put out a lot of just like my daily life. You get what I do during the day, what my workouts are like, what meals I'm having, what conversations am I having, what music am I listening to, and live streams on X. On X, if you don't want to pay, you can always go. There's tons of free stuff. You can always hang out with me over on X. So there is a place for you. Wherever you want to be, I promise you there's a place for you. Maybe you're looking for more of a community vibe than a solo vibe, and that place is Discord. So you can head over to Discord. There's tons of amazing people in the Discord, including some pretty fucking hot women are in there.
Yeah.
And some pretty awesome mods are there. I'm very grateful for my mods that help me keep everything in line there. So you don't have to worry about spam. You don't have to worry about anything like that. And the great thing is, and I'm biased, but I feel like I'm such a connected creator that if there is ever issues, you just have to send me a message and I'll get to the bottom of it. So we're very, that is like one thing that I pride myself about is like I try to stay connected as possible to you guys because that I think is worth more than just like you paying to see me give a blowjob, you know? You can do that anywhere. You could literally type in blowjob.
Just go to Pornhub and watch free porn.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like, that's the thing, you know, there's like, people don't understand, especially in our space. They're like, well, I put out content, people don't want to buy my, it's like, do you know how many fucking blowjob videos are on the internet? Millions and millions and millions and millions of them for free.
Yeah.
For free. So in order for you to succeed, you have to offer something different, you know, and it's like you see it like, you know, you do so much of like, you know, boobs and ass and pussy and, you know, boy-girl sex and this and that and this and that and this and that. And when you post a safe for work picture, people are like, oh my fucking God, you're hotter with clothes on.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's just amazing to see you with clothes on. So,
and if you're also maybe you're a creator who's listening to this, I know we have a ton of amateur and expert creators that listen to the podcast. If you guys are wanting advice or wanting help, I do a referral program. You guys are more than welcome to reach out to me at any point, and I can help you get going and just get you going just like we did. So.
Yeah, and you know, we're all amateurs here. Reality, you know what I mean? It's like we had nobody to coach us. There was nobody. I mean, there were people. We just didn't reach out for help with, you know, just. And so, like, we just now done it long enough to know, you know, things that work for us and then things that don't work for us, and
things we've learned along the way, like, you know, the way that Reddit works. People don't understand how Reddit works, and Reddit is a very crazy, very twisted, like, webbed place. You have to learn how to work that space. And so,
and with that being said, I see messages all the time when I'm modding that say, like, how do I post a video? Obviously a new account, somebody trying to post videos to Reddit, and they go to a not safe for work subreddit, and they go to create, and they go to try to upload a video, and it won't let them. Yeah. It's only text and link available, maybe poll questions or whatever. So with that, Reddit does not really let you upload videos.
Straight videos, yeah.
From especially, you know, not safe for work subreddits. So what you have to do is you have to upload your video to a third-party website called Redgifs. Redgifs, REDGIFS, redgifs.com. And you have to create an account there, but it's very simple. You upload your videos to Redgifs, and then once your video is uploaded to Redgifs, you copy and paste the link of the video on Redgifs and go over to Reddit and go to create a post on Reddit and do it as a link and use that video link, and it will post the video as the post.
Yes.
So you have to take your Redgifs video link, create a post on Reddit, and do it not as a text post, as a link post, and insert the link where you're supposed to do it, and then just press post.
Yes.
And you'll upload videos.
So there's little tricks like that we've learned along the way, and you don't have to learn the hard way because we've already done it for you. So you guys are more than welcome to reach out to us. I even had somebody in Discord just a few days ago, actually. It was a male, but he was a male helping a female with their account. And I don't think they were a couple. He was just someone helping with her account. We're here to help everyone. I feel like when the sex work space is such a colluded space already, and when we all grow, then we all grow. It helps everyone. So
yeah, 100%.
So there's not this mindset of like, oh, I'm not going to help you. No. You know, you got to figure it out. You got to do it yourself. Learn the hard way. Like, no, when you're growing, the sex work space is growing, and that's good for us because that just means it's growing. So I am always here to help. You guys probably know that already, but always reach out to me, especially for. I know we're about to come around the holiday. We are in the holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and I know that can be difficult for some people. So not to say that I will enable any behavior, but if you're having a difficult time, you can always reach out to us as well. Always reach out to us. I am a regular human being with regular feelings, and I am here for anyone that's here struggling during this time. So as much as it is Merry Christmas and happy times, I know a lot of people do struggle around this time. So please reach out to us. We know that's a serious thing, and although I'm not going to let you sit here in your pity, I will help you feel better, and we will get on the right track and get on a positive direction. So.
I'll be totally candid. I'll tell you about my pity party I had one time around Christmas time. I was in the Marine Corps. It was like my first year in. And I couldn't go home on Christmas because I was a junior guy and I had to stay And like I remember like literally fucking Christmas Eve, just like that night, just sitting in my barracks room fucking crying, listening, like literally listening to Steve Earle, his song called Fort Worth Blues that he wrote about Towns Van Zandt. And it just like hit me so fucking hard. And I remember calling my mom just like so sad, literally crying. Because like everybody is back home. So like this is like you know, if you know, you have some feelings, you know, and you know, you're going through, and not just this time, not just around the holidays. It could be fucking, you know, in June and you're having a tough time. Please reach out to us because, you know, truly like the best messages we get are the ones that have nothing to do about, you know, the sex work stuff. It's about like the personal stuff, you know, and like how like, hey, you helped me on this, you helped me lose weight, or you even helped me in my relationship. Or I know we talked about this one a long time ago. We received a message about a guy who had fucking lost his kid when he got hit by a car, and just like, it's just like, oh my God, like life is real. Yes. You know what I mean? Life is real, and real life shit happens every single day to people. And, you know, sometimes we have things that slap us in the face, you know, and fucking knock us to our knees. And it's difficult to get up sometimes. But we truly are always just a DM away. So whether it's her, whether it's me, or even whether it's through anonymous confessions on Discord, if you want to, you know, just get something off your chest, you can go to Discord and the anonymous confessions channel. We're definitely here to listen to you, so don't be shy.
So as much as you come for the porn, you stay for the vibes with us. So we love you guys. Thank you for listening to episode 115 on the PantyNectar podcast. Make sure that you rate us and give us a 5-star rate on whatever you listen to, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. And we love you guys. Merry Christmas, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
See ya.